I'm Samanunu Simpson. I am originally from Savo in Vanua Levu. I grew up and spent my early years in Savo schooling. I attended primary school, later moved to Suva to attend high school, and then later went on to university. I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship and pursue studies at the University of the South Pacific. I have a background in marine science, marine biology. So most of my years at uni was spent up in the northeastern coast of Viti Levu. I specialized in the acoustics of spinner dolphins. So that was pretty much of where I was heading career-wise, in the area of marine science and focusing on cetaceans, whales and dolphins and conservation and research. So yeah, most of my years were spent up there researching. And I am married. I have a husband and an energetic 1-year-old running around somewhere around here. And yes, I come from a family of 5. I grew up in and around the copra plantation. So pretty much most of my childhood was based on a copra estate in Savo.
Kula Palms is a cottage industry located on a coconut plantation at Kulandrosi in Savo. Established in 2016 by 5th generation copra planters in the early stages of manufacturing natural skincare products from traditional skin healing herbs infused in pure virgin coconut oil.
Kula Palms is it's a family-owned business. It's owned by my father, who's in Savo, who manages our family copra plantation. Myself, my husband, and my brother. So yeah, we operate out of our family copra plantation, and yes, I think the whole idea around Kula Palms began when my brother, who also did marine science, went on one of his work trips. I think it was a work trip or one of his just school trips to Japan, and then he saw the idea of charcoal soaps, but bamboo charcoal soaps in the markets in Japan. So he went into the cosmetic shops or to the supermarkets, and he saw that they were selling bamboo charcoal soaps. So he came back, and because we grew up on a copra plantation, the prices of copra wasn't so good back in the late 90s to the mid 2000s. It was quite a struggle with my father managing the copra on the estate, trying to sell. After you pay your laborers and you've got other expenses on the farm, when he comes back, the returns are not so good. So he was thinking, why don't we diversify? My brother brought back the idea of the bamboo charcoal, and he spoke about it with my dad, and he was like, okay, why don't we try and do maybe some coconut shell activated charcoal soaps, because everybody was making coconut shell, everybody was making coconut soaps, everybody was making kura soaps in the market, but there was a gap, and there wasn't anybody manufacturing and retailing coconut shell charcoal, activated coconut shell charcoal soaps.
Samanunu said her dad came up with the whole idea to start this business as he was an innovative man.
So my dad hopped onto the idea, they jumped onto it, and then he started researching, because my dad's always into research and always finding out innovative ideas, finding out innovative ways that he can come up with new products. So then they went onto it. He started off. It turned out successful. They made a couple of soaps. My brother came back to Suva. He was able to use his network of friends in the media, and also just his network of friends, blast it out on the Facebook platforms, on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of went out there, people started to use it, and they liked it. And I think the whole idea began around that, of the business.
A passion to further her studies, and was also driven by the whole idea of establishing the business.
I think it's different coming through like your parents. They come from a different generation. And in order to really push things out in the market, you need millennials, people who are good on their phones, because everything's switched now. Everybody is more onto their phones, onto their computers. Everyone's more modernized, more advanced. So I was thinking, I said I had a passion to pursue my area of study and to carry on in that area, in my field of research. But then I was thinking, my dad's asked me, and I can't say no. I think I've always been inspired by just him and the way that he works hard on the property. if he asks me to help him out, I just let go of everything and just drop everything and just help him. So I think that's where the inspiration came from. I've seen how hard he's worked on the property. I've seen how hard my mom's worked on the property, and and I think I was driven by that whole idea. I was like, why not just leave, listen to your elders, listen to your parents, let go of everything, and just see if it comes to fruition. If you get good results out of it, then good. But then I still do work on the side with my work, with my line of work as a researcher. I normally take students up to my area of study and do research and teach them how to do practice acoustic research, and at the same time I'm helping out with my family business. So yes, I think the whole inspiration began out of that the need of my father reaching out to me and asking me to help. And I think with us we are well versed with how things operate. There's online courses, there's stuff that you can take, especially with me. I don't come from a marketing or sales background, but when you take the time out to learn, you'll be good at what you do.
It was a challenge to have a better packaging which was needed to be sourced from abroad.
And in order to better our packaging, we have to source them from abroad. So say we have to contact Australian markets, so look as far as China, or look into the New Zealand markets to try and get the right type of packaging we need. And then when it comes into the country, we get slammed with a high duty, and it's tough on us. It's tough on us as a small business to try and be competitive, to try and be out there, to try and make your product known. So yes, I think that's been one of the challenges we've faced as a small business, as a startup, since we've started, yes.
Her dad had inspired her, and research shows that skin infections in the tropics is quite common and tops the list of illnesses that affects families, mainly children.
My dad has always inspired me in the sense that he's always been an avid researcher. He's always focused in what he does. So I really I'm glad that I've been able to support that dream, the dream of that coming to life. And in terms of special moments, I think receiving our first lot of online reviews has been a highlight for us. If you're trying to start off a business, if you're trying to start something from scratch, you make something out of your own research, and then you put it out there in the market. And people come back and write up a really good review saying that the product has worked on them. They've tried all pharmaceutical products or lotions or creams or medication and it hasn't worked, and once they've used your product, it's worked. That's a big plus for us. When we went into the skincare line, we also did research. We did our background research into it as well, and we also found out that quite a significant amount of people within the region, here in Fiji and abroad within the region, suffer from skin ailments, like eczema, rimi, psoriasis, rash, ringworm.
They believe that healing naturally brings beauty and wholeness to the individual. Their desire is to revive the gift of traditional herbal knowledge passed down from the ancestors.
There was one testimony that a lady in Fiji, I'm not sure whether it's a local customer or one overseas, she mentioned, and she said, they've tried everything because her daughter had a very bad skin condition, and they tried all different types of medication given to them. Their room literally turned out to be like a little pharmacy with all the different types of medication they were trying on this poor little girl. And she started to get signs of blood poisoning because of the amount of medication they were giving to her. Then she tried our charcoal soap and our herbal rawa oil, and she's like, it just instantly left her. So not many people are tapping into traditional herbal knowledge. I think it's a knowledge. It's something that's dying out now with a new generation. As generation unfolds, it's starting to face out. And that's one thing I think that has always driven us as well. I think my dad is also very good with traditional herbal knowledge, stuff that he's learned from his mother, from his aunts, from his grandmother, going into the bush, learning. And that's something that we should take on as young children today, as young people. We need to learn the effectiveness of traditional herbal medicine. And that's one thing we're trying to revive, not only natural skincare line, not coming up with a natural skincare line just out of coconut oil, but we're trying to marry that with the rich herbal knowledge passed down from our ancestors. And I think, and that's it, like in the Bible, in Revelations, it said the herbs of the land will be used for the healing of the nation. There's so much power. I believe in that statement. I believe in that verse, because the herbs have been given to us, from our Creator, and we should go back to that, go back to the old age methods of doing things, of manufacturing skincare products that will heal us.
During this pandemic, the Kula Palms experienced a reduction of sales, but the business has been going well.
I think everyone's felt the impact of this pandemic. It's not funny anymore, but yes. But we've all felt the impact of this pandemic in terms of business globally. Here in Fiji, a lot of startups, as well as the big guys in business, they've all felt it. We're in an economic crisis, and the thing is that we've seen a reduction of sales compared to before. We had to make shifts and make sound decisions, in terms of trying to diversify into making other soaps, come up with new oils. We've been able to take advantage of the preventative measures and awareness messages you've been putting out on the social media outlets like Fiji TV and all the other outlets out there. And one thing for sure is nothing kills the coronavirus better, dead in its tracks, than good old soap, right? And water. So that's it. We've been using that as a focal point during this whole pandemic, that you need to wash your hands and keep your hands clean, because that kills the coronavirus dead in its tracks. And so yes, we've experienced a reduction in sales. Also, I think we source, like I said earlier, we source our bottles from abroad, and because we source them from abroad, our suppliers source them from China. So there has been a breakdown in supply chain as well. We haven't been received certain packaging items or materials. We haven't received them because of the border restrictions and all the stuff on hold in different borders. Yes, so that has been a challenging one for us.
Activate your dreams and maximize your potentials.
I think if you have a dream, you need to activate the dream to make the dream come to life. Everyone's born with different talents, gifts, and potentials, and you need to maximize the potentials in you. We've seen that during this pandemic, man, I don't know how everything just blown. Like the business world, like a lot of people have really come out of their comfort zones to create. Like people who never have sewn before, or people that haven't baked before, or people that haven't done any other kind of business have really come out and really put themselves out there in the marketplace. Everyone's looking for things. Everybody's trying to be innovative, and I think in moments of crisis, it brings out opportunities, and you've seen just like the place maxed out with people. You go on social media and you see all different types of new businesses out there, and I think it's really good because people have really come out of their shells to really do things that they haven't done before, and everyone's scrapping around trying to make money, and it's good to see that people have been innovative, people are utilizing the potentials, people are maximizing the potential that they have, and that's good. So if you have a dream, work on the dream, activate the dream, surround yourself with the right kind of company. Success is not an accident. We must never criticize people who have reached levels in life, because no one knows the trials and the hurdles that they've gone through, the obstacles that they've faced along the journey that they've been on. So I think that's it. That's it. Success is not an accident. You need to always be hardworking, continue to learn and be ready to learn. Always study and do your research in whatever area you want to tap into, whichever sphere you want to tap into. I think you always have to learn to sacrifice certain things in life, and most importantly is love what you do, be passionate, and always grow thick skin, because there'll always be critics out there in the world, but you always have to go beyond your limits and be the best version of yourself always. Don't let other people's opinions get to you. So your life is shaped by the choices that you make, but remember that the choices you make is your life.
It is important that you activate your faith and believe in yourself in order to achieve something.